Good morning. I am a little late on the draw this morning. It's already about 6:45, but I'm gonna go do some fishing in the boat this morning. Probably flip some docks, maybe throw a topwater because it's extremely overcast this morning. I didn't plan on going fishing this morning. I just happened to wake up around 6 and I decided, you know what, I might as well do some fishing this morning. And typically, if I'm gonna fish, I'm up at around 5 or 5:30. That way I have plenty of time to get ready, get in the boat, and get to my spot before the sun even comes up. But now, the sun's already on its way up, and I'm not in my spot, I'm in my car, but I figured I'd go for it anyways. This morning, primarily, I think I might have already said it, gonna be starting off with a topwater, if it's early enough, because it seems it's very overcast so I can get away with it, and then transition to flipping docks. So it should be a fun time. I don't know, but I just need to get onto the water and get fishing quickly. Alright, we've pulled up on a dock line that we're going to start fishing, and on my 3000, my smallest rod, I have just a 3-inch DOA shrimp rigged up. Then on my medium rod, it's another 3000, but just a medium action rod. I just have a DOA Airhead rigged up, which will just be kind of like almost a mix between a subsurface twitch bait and a top water, where it just pulls really kind of erratically across the top and flops everywhere, which would be good. And then on my heaviest rod, I actually have a DOA bait buster rigged up, which will be my bigger swim bait like bait for targeting bigger snook off these docks. And I just happen to be using all DOA stuff because I have a lot of DOA stuff. It doesn't really matter, but these will just work well. They're designed to work well for fishing docks, you know. So that's what we're going to start with, and we're going to start fishing this dock line, see if we can catch something. Probably right now, since it's still a little overcast, I'm going to start off with an Airhead, which is almost a topwater like bait, and that should work really well right now. But once the sun comes up, we're going to switch to the shrimp and the bait buster, which sink in the water column, and you're fishing those off the bottom. So right now we're going to start with the Airhead, see if we can get on something. Alright, so when you're trying to skip a dock line, you need to be, what the most important factor is the lure you're actually using. So you need to be using something that is not segmented, so a one-hole lure. So like this, there's no segments in it. It's just a whole-bodied lure, because when there's segments in it, it tends to catch in the water and it doesn't skip very well. It needs to be smooth like this, and so it skips extremely well. And what you want to do is actually, it's a sweeping motion, and your rod tip needs to stay level with the water all the way through your sweep. And I'll show you on the GoPro what I mean, but it needs to stay level all the way through your sweep, and you keep it close to the ground, and it's skipping across the water like you'd be skipping a rock, like that. And so the casting, it doesn't come from like your arm going like that. It's a really quick flick of the wrist like that, and so it just whips the lure across the water. I'm gonna hop on the GoPro and show you what I mean though. So alright, so we have our bait here, and so we're gonna keep our rod level to the water like that, and you have to keep it low or it's not going to skip well. And so you just keep it low, and it just slides right across the water surface. Oh, there's a big old snapper. Oh, there's a bunch of snook under there. There's a nice little snook under there. Look at it. Oh my gosh, there's got to be 20 snook underneath it. This is insane. There's at least 20 snook sitting underneath this lure right now. They're all little, but holy crap. Dude, let me get the DOA shrimp and see if they'll eat that. There's at least 15 snook came up underneath that dock right there. They should just be sitting right here. Try to flick it back under there and see what's happening. Come on, one. There it is. And he just hit that right on the drop. Very cool. Oh, just came off right there. That's alright. But there you go. You see, that was pretty awesome, not gonna lie. Alright, I'm gonna try another flip underneath this dock. There's another one. There's so many snook underneath this dock. Holy cow. And there's another one sitting underneath them right there. a little fat snook right here. He'll calm down. I'm trying not to let him rub his scales off on the deck, so I'm trying to keep him held upwards. Little fat snook right there. So at least over the side. Let's see if we can literally double up and get another one to come out. There's got to be, I don't know, 15 snooks sitting underneath this dock right here. There's a nice little skip up in there. Let it sit. Oh, I just missed one right there. There's one. I cannot believe that's a common snook, this one. Oh no, this is a tarpon snook. Very cool. I'm going to show this one off a little bit. This is very cool. This is actually a tarpon snook. Do you see how he has such a huge eye on him and how his mouth is so upturned? Like even just sitting normal, how upturned his mouth is like that. That's a tarpon snook right there. So it's very cool, you know. We just caught a fat snook, a tarpon snook off the same dock. Maybe we can catch a common too. Alright, this beautiful little tarpon snook. Now you can really see with the lure out of his mouth why they call that a tarpon snook right there, that upturned mouth. We're going to get him released though. Alright. There it is. It is absurd how many fish are on this dock. Another fat. Oh, there's another tarpon snook. Alright, two tarpon snook, one fat snook, all off the same dock. Let them go. Snook on this dock, they're onto the shrimp after catching 4 of them on a shrimp. They're onto it, so I'm going to throw this little airhead up in there. And let it. Like that, that was sick. It's a better one too. That is a really good fat snook right there, honestly. Like, fat snook don't get huge, and that's a really nice one. And he just destroyed that airhead right there. It is crazy. I've never caught so many snook off one dock before. I don't think it's the dock. I think it's just the morning the snook are feeding right now. That's 4 fish already, and I probably only been fishing for 25 minutes. We're going to release him. That's not annoying. We're going to release him and keep going. There he goes. Alright, so before I move on and kind of put the shrimp up for the day, I'll show you how I was rigging it up. So, 3-inch DOA shrimp. My favorite colors are night glow like this, near clear. Those are my 2 favorite colors. You know, a lot of people, colors, it's really based on your preference. Find out what works for you. Those are just my 2 favorites so far. Rigged a 25-pound fluorocarbon leader, and I got about a 4-foot leader on here. And you'll need to adjust your leader length and size depending on what the water looks like you're fishing. So I'm fishing in very stained, dirty water, so a 4-foot leader is really okay. If I was fishing in really clear water, I might bump it up to a 6-foot leader and even maybe go down to a 20-pound test just for that extra clarity. But back here in this really stained water, 25 and 4 feet's fine. You just need to adjust it for the water clarity that you're fishing. It's a uni-to-uni knot on a 15-pound braid, and then I'm using a Maglite rod, which is just my preference. I like using really light tackle because I know on a DOA shrimp I'm not gonna, the likelihood of me hooking into a 10-pound snook that's gonna rail me through the docks isn't very high. This works fine for those little dock snook that I can just rip out of the dock, and it's onto a 3000 sustain, and that's it right there, a 6'10" rod. And I like to use a very short rod, you know, 6'10" is almost at the top of the arc for when I'm pitching docks. So you want something really short that you have a lot of control on and that you can just flick with your wrist really light. And so this is my perfect little dock setup.